We're Camp Copeland Studio. My name's Alyssa Kail, and this is Drew Kail, my husband. And today we're going to show you a little bit of our studio. So we work out of a house that we're currently renovating that is conveniently next door to the house that we live in. So we just kind of shuffle on over and do our work over here. And we're in Braddock, which is just to the east of Pittsburgh city limits in the Mon Valley. So welcome to our studio, and we're going to show you a little bit about how we make the things that we make.
Yeah.
So first we'll start in the felting studio. So this is where I cut down this really thick machine felted wool, and I'm very serious about keeping all of my scraps. I don't know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I use every little bit of it. And I cut everything down over here at my cutting station. This is where I'm cutting and shaping the wool bowls that we make. So I have little bowls, we have larger bowls that are great catch-alls. You can just throw all your jewelry and keys and everything in there. At least that's what we use them for. And I also make these wool coasters that are really great. They handle condensation very well. So I cut everything down on my self-healing mat here. I use a rotary cutter. This is a Fiskars brand rotary cutter, great brand. And then over here is where I do my wet felting. So if you've seen these on our website, these are felted color fields, I call them, and they're sort of abstract paintings, but they're made with wet felted merino wool and silk organza hand painted panels in there. They're all one of a kind. And so right now the way that I heat up my water, I need really hot water for the felting process. That's how the wool fibers all mat together. If you've ever washed a sweater, you might kind of know what that looks like. And so I heat up my water in this coffee pot, and then I use this organic olive oil soap. You need soap to help lubricate the fibers and help get them all kind of working together. So I lay out my wool. I use this really fluffy raw wool here. It's all merino, very soft. It's a joy to work with. I lay it all out here. I get it really wet, and I just I rub it with my hands until it all kind of mats together and creates these textiles that I then wrap around an archival canvas and put a wire in there so they're ready to hang.
So now we're in our kiln-formed glass studio. Kiln-formed glass is similar to ceramics, where everything gets fired in an electric kiln, which we have 2 here in our shop. Everything we make starts with sheet glass, raw materials. This comes from Bullseye Glass in Portland, Oregon, which is actually where I used to work and how I got into glass. So we use full sheets of glass, which get cut down into smaller pieces, like so. Could be circles, could be any other shape really. And from that, you can have any number of things happen to them. For instance, our soap dishes that we offer with our boho style on them, that boho design comes from ground up glass powders. As we have a few examples here, we have yellow, green, black, and blue. So for instance, to get our blue boho style spoon rest here, we'll cut a couple layers of white sheet glass into circles. Get our design on here using the blue powder, which you have to wear a mask because this stuff is pretty dangerous to breathe in. Screen print this glass design on here, fire everything in an electric kiln, and this is 100% glass. This will never fade, never wear off over time. This design is on here. After that, the piece cools down. I hand make molds and then refire this at a super hot temperature, which is essentially close to a glass casting temperature, to form your spoon rest. I use that process for any number of things here. That's where we get these raised nodes in our soap dishes. It's how we cast these little divider trays. Our Norden style stuff, all made the same way. These are actually really nice to feel. I sandblast these and fire polish them at a low temperature so they have a matte, satiny finish and feel. Everything I make here is with my own two little hands. Some of the tools that I use: glass cutter, a couple of pliers, breaking pliers, running pliers, circle cutter to make our soap dishes. This is a diamond pad to clean off rough edges. So obviously you can't do that with many materials. For glass, it's very hard. So I use different grits of diamond pad to do that. And we even hand drill our drainage holes for our soap dishes. Hand drill drainage holes, and every piece comes signed by us, by me, Camp Copeland, on the glass. These are some new colors we're offering just for the event: indigo and avocado green. Very limited supply stuff, but I wanted to show them in the tour here. So, kiln-formed. You can take a look here. This stuff just cooled down from last night. Electric heating elements, fiber brick insulation, easy programmable, set it and forget it, come back. So every piece that we make has at least 2 to 3 firings, which means it takes 2 to 3 days. So every cycle will take a minimum of 1 day to finish. So these will go back in the kiln tonight. They'll come out as soap dishes and more boho spoon rests. Sometimes you leave them flat. Sometimes you can use these cool little handmade ceramic molds. We call it slumping to get a nice shape on the piece. And now we're in the printmaking studio. So I didn't start off as a glass artist. I actually have a degree in woodblock printing from Portland State University out in Oregon. And I love to do it. Most of my time over the past few years has been just doing glass, but recently I've gotten back into making prints. So we have a whole section of the shop here dedicated to that. Relief printing, woodblock printing, linoleum printing, all basic, the same process. You have your linoleum cutter or wood cutting tools for that. I print everything by hand. You ink up your block, you have your sprayer here. We have our lamp black, which is a really nice ink. Akua makes a really nice ink. I would take the ink, roll up my plate. This is how I print. So a lot of people use printing presses. This is a little, these little dots on here. They're pressure sensitive, and it gives you a really nice contact between the paper and the plate. You can see this here is what you end up with. You have a nice impression. This is a really nice ink. I love Akua brand and some other here. So we have a series of prints. Most of what I do, because of my education, is woodblock or relief prints. I'm really fascinated with just mark making and what you can achieve with a straight black. We also do sell screen prints. This doubles as my screen printing table, but I think my pride and joy here is black and white relief prints. This is really nice to get back into it after taking a couple years off to dedicate so much time to the glass business. And I hope you guys like it too, because yeah, it's a lot of fun.
So I just wanted to show you my sewing room. I'm really proud of this space, and it's really fun for me to work in here. We don't currently have any sewn product lines, but sewing is how I got started working with fibers. When I was 16, I used to get clothes from the thrift store and alter them to my body size, and so that's how I got started. I do sewing. With fabric, I mostly make clothes for myself, and I do a little bit of millinery, which is hat making. This is zen space outside of my other portion of the studio, which is the felting shop. So the last room that we want to show you is sort of our photography room slash this is where we pack all of our orders up. It's actually the second bedroom of this house. Our vision for this house moving forward is that it's going to be sort of our interior design experimentation kind of space where we want to be doing lifestyle shots with our products and everything else, but it's a slow process to get everything renovated, so stay tuned for that. But we set up our shelving for our intro video that's on our maker page on the Handmade Arcade site. These are some of our products here. Again, we've got the wool bowls, we've got some glass spoon rests and soap dishes. We have some more one-of-a-kind pieces. These are the felted color fields, and these are our larger centerpiece fruit bowls. And then here's where we do, this is sort of the behind the scenes, this is where we do a lot of our product photography. So we have these panels that we have painted in different colors. We've got a nice robin's egg there and this really beautiful peacock blue color here. So we switch out the panels to create different environments for our products, and we get really great south-facing light from this window that we covered in this adhesive frosted static cling material. It diffuses the light, and so this is where we take all of our product photography.
So we hope you enjoyed the tour. We're happy to do in-person post-pandemic, of course. You can just get in contact with us and we could show you around the studio or have you look at the products and one-of-kind things and everything that we do. You can follow us on Instagram or sign up for our newsletter, stay up to date on all the things we have going forward even after this event in the holidays. And then feel free to email us if you have any questions. Bye.
Thanks, bye.